I saw 44.
Renato
But
twisted
still,
the
that's
timer
still
on the
weird.
bomb as far as it would go and staggered off. His knees hurt. Oh, everything hurt. He staggered away as far as he could until he had to lie down. He could see the entire Imperial fleet from here, and the rebel ships engaged with it. There was a blinding flash. And a second later, a monstrous thump. Burning rocks arced across the sky over both fleets. A wreath of fire shot outwards, rolling across the fleets. A pillar of smoke boiled up from where the Emperor's ship had been. It reached into the clouds. That's a wee bit more than 100 paces, thought Renato. It took Renato most of that evening to die.
Oh.
Some of the toughest ravens lasted all week. Some of the rebels in the furthest ships survived as much as a month. That winter, with neither Empire nor rebels to rule them,
Well, that sounds familiar.
the islands slid into banditry. And so began the Second Age of Darkness. Oh, again? But he already had all the secrets he needed. He was sure of that. He must have not used them the right way. What was the best, worst mistake he could make? Probably
Two more
trusting
left.
that traitor Lapino.
2 more left. 2 more left. 2 more left. 2 more left. 2 more. Huh.
The book's
2
pages
more
fluttered
left.
to the beginning
2
once
more
again.
left.
Faster than before, and he fell. The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose.
Coming for you, you sleazy
rebellion
rabbit.
was in
Only
trouble.
3 more innings
Ravens
left,
were
you
scouting
son
for
of
the
a
secret
bitch.
rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Renato knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong, but he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also,
For sure.
a temple had risen out of empty desert.
Of course
the
it's a temple.
Iblis
There's
stone
always
was
a
hidden
temple.
there. It was a dangerous artifact.
I'm sure it is.
It could corrupt its user into a bloodthirsty
Yep.
monster.
Pressing
Maybe he could find a
I'm
way
pressing
to use
circle
it,
right now. Pressing
to take
circle.
its power
This
without
thing, I'm
surrendering
pressing
to its
circle.
wickedness.
Pressing
And
circle.
also,
I want to skip.
his
It's
old
not letting
friend
me skip.
Lapino needed rescuing.
Ah!
Of course, Renato had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had
So
betrayed the rebellion.
close! I feel
and
it
he
in
had
my
a gut
loins.
feeling
It's like a
that he needed to
tingling
use that to his
sensation
advantage.
in my anus. Darren, I can't change the title now, okay? It's
Renato
like that. It's
finally
branded
realized
like that
Lapino
for
was
life.
a traitor to the cause, and maybe Renato could use that somehow. Lapino. Apparently, the Mad Rabbit had sold a Pegasus that he did not exactly own. Lapino always wiggled out of trouble given time,
The fucking Pegasus.
but he was
though.
out of time.
Look at it.
Lapino's frantic message said that the Ravens were going to kill him for being a rebel spy, and that he had a clever plan. If the fleet reached him first, they'd string him up for that. Never mind the winged horse. Or so Lapino had told him over the far speaker anyway.
There is a part of me that feels morally wrong for making Renato go over his failures 22 times so far. But I know, I have faith that the ending will be so good that he'll forgive me. It has to be.
Lapino had apparently
don't care.
managed to confuse the judge by arguing that he hadn't actually stolen a winged horse. He'd only sold it. But wait, where was the prison? The village was empty. Had everybody fled the Ravens?
What?
The Ravens had taken the town. Renato had seen villages emptied like this. All the people taken away to be sacrificed in the Emperor's secret rituals. Renato hoped the people were just hiding.
Oh wait, you gonna jump down this well? What? Have I ever jumped down this well before? It looks familiar, but I'm not 100% sure. It's probably just gonna be a chest. I don't remember any other way to get to the sewers. Hey, we'll find out, right?
Ravens were landing everywhere. The advance guard. He'd better get
Oh,
moving.
shit!
If they got to Lupino first, they'd eat him for breakfast.
That is a bit faster, actually.
Ravens weren't picky. If they got hungry, they sometimes forgot to interrogate their prisoners. Even top spies like Lupino. Well, unless he really was a traitor. Dirty and bloody, Renato finally reached Lupino. The rabbit was practicing his shuffle. Renato recognized. We capture Zenobia. We find out what she knows.
No, we've done that.
The
We've
whole
done
war
that.
right there.
We've done that
Easy
like
peasy,
4 times
lemon
already.
squeezy. Capture the Emperor's
And
greatest general.
either I get
who happens
stabbed,
to
or I
also be
get
a deadly
shot, or I
sorcerer,
get
and
stabbed, or I get stabbed.
his only daughter? Ah, that would be worth it. And it would be nice to see her. He'd always had a soft spot for her. And he felt sure she had one for him. On the other hand, he could still get to the core of the Sky Ripper, even if he couldn't get the whole thing. It must have great power. To make the Sky Ripper, the Transcendent Emperor had wrapped an armature around the eye of a god. Renato had already let that armature slip away to save Lupino's life. But even its core, the eye torn from a god, surely they could fashion a great weapon from that. The core of the Sky Ripper? Lupino was excited. That's an actual thing that we could just go and get. You've been busy. He sure had. Renato told him all the things he'd been up to. Soon they got to talking about old times, about wages they'd won and lost, and scrapes they'd barely got out of.
My phone charged. I'm in text messages. Just easier for me. Calm down there, Pistage. Hey, okay.
It's beautiful here, thought Renato. It was nice
No time.
to be back with
Go,
his
go,
old
go,
war buddy.
go, go.
All right. Lupino was a traitor. But still, it was good company.
Hop down the well faster, boy. We only have 2 more left, and then it's the ending, man. You're this close to your destiny. Your real destiny, not the 24 fake ones I'm making you go through.
There was something sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time. Renato felt wrong all over. He could feel an almost palpable sickness in the air. And if the land could have tumors, they would look like these monstrous crystals. The forest was quiet. There were insects, a few birds. We didn't count the ravens. Renato smelled sick animals and dying. No healthy ones. I'm getting a bad feeling about this, Renato thought. Maybe Lupino was right. Maybe he should have kidnapped Zenobia instead of coming here. As he held the radiant icosahedron, Renato felt queasy. Like dozens of tiny worms were nibbling his insides. It wasn't healthy to be so close to the eye of a god. How could he use it? He could take it to the observatory. The scientists there could tell him how to harness its ancient power. But honestly, Renato ached to get away from it. He brought the core back with him to the Farfarer. But honestly, Renato ached to be rid of it. "Tell you what," said Lupino. "I'll take it to the observatory. You attack the Imperial outpost." The Imperial outpost was a vital communications node. Taking it could shatter the Empire's ability to coordinate. And it would be full of secret plans and maps and maybe even rebel prisoners. It was a good target for a hero like Renato. But what if Lupino lost the core to the Empire? That could be a
Except
good
they already
thing,
have the
couldn't it?
armor
Was
structure,
Renato
whatever the hell
ready
it's
to
called
take
for
that
it, so
risk?
no, it wouldn't be.
Maybe it was better if he brought the core to the scientists himself. Trust me, Renato, you won't regret this. I'll treat the core like it was my own baby daughter. As the Farfarer dived towards the Nexus, Lupino was jumping up and down with excitement. "Stop rabbiting around," Renato said. Lupino just stared at him. The moment the ship landed, Lupino leapt off the ship. As Lupino vanished into the wilds of the Nexus, Renato vaguely remembered Lupino had a baby daughter, didn't he? And he told her mother he was going out to get some Easter eggs, and he'd never come back. But Renato was relieved not to carry the core anymore. He was already feeling better. And who knows, maybe this time Lupino would get it right. And if Renato could take the outpost, he'd have access to all the Empire's communications in the sector. Right?
Do you guys ever eat fresh food? Because you don't smell like it.
Renato caught his breath. His joints still hurt, but he couldn't feel the poison in his system anymore. He'd let the armature slip out of his hands to save his friend Lupino. Of course he had to let Lupino take the core. The rebellion needed every man doing his duty. And the rabbit would be no good taking on an Imperial outpost, right? Renato took the outpost with a song in his heart. Soon, he was stuffing his sack with key messages from and to the fleet. Then the far speaker toad chortled a new message. The observatory had been sacked by ravens. Lupino and all the scientists had been taken to the mountains. Why? Why had he trusted Lupino again?
Yep.
And now the Empire had the core. Renato hailed the rebel base to warn them. But their far speaker didn't crouch back. Was the base under attack too?